Welcome back to Dicing with Death, everybody. Georg,
Yes.
you are traveling through the Soggy Hills. I've just met a very powerful conjurer who wants to be left
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, Serena, the conjurer. I didn't see much conjuring, but she did invert gravity, which was pretty impressive.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Apparently, I imbibed some troll souls and went on a bit of a rampage through the forest. And
Yeah.
yeah, things could have gone a whole lot worse, I guess. Not totally sure what that feature of the amulet is. Maybe I'll cast an identify spell with some of these extra souls to do some more investigation. But yeah, let's retrace the carnage and collect hopefully my horse. 2 days. So I think I'm going to stop and memorize spells pretty like as soon as I feel comfortably off her property, I'll like set up a camp and chill out. Once I realize that these Mongermen are kind of under my command and they don't seem like they seem pretty agreeable to just being like, all right, it's 2 days, we're starting to walk, and then like a couple hours into the walk, we're like, okay,
Yeah.
gonna chill, and Wizard's gonna do some wizarding.
Yeah. They will stick with you, but they're not your servants, they're serving you, but they are not.
Yeah, but they'll follow me around for like a couple of days while I wander around the forest investigating this shit before leaving, right? As long as we stay off. I mean, so where am I? Can I get a bearing of where I am after some walking?
Yeah, you're somewhere northeast of the
like,
Wispwood, but you're not sure exactly where.
Okay.
No,
I'm trying to figure that out to like triangulate based on, I don't know. I don't know if you could triangulate, I guess, if I know the region. I guess I've never been here. But okay. Well, I'll move my token somewhere off into the forest before I figure out. I guess I'm following the Mulgrim. Is this like a straight line or is it a meandering?
It has lots of straight points, and then there's some.
Were any spells cast along the way at this point?
Doesn't look like it. You do come across an area that has a lot of blood in it, but there's no carcass remaining. Looks definitely like something was killed here.
But she did clean me up. I could have killed something, and she could have. More likely an animal, but okay. I mean, I guess we stop. I'll stop them and inspect that site, but I don't think anything comes of it. I'm not like a tracker or anything. All right, and once I'm feeling like I'm out of Serena's turf, I'll stop and memorize spells. I really should have thought about this during the break, but I'll likely just. It seems like the Mongerman will just let me sit down for a number of hours to replenish my spells.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll just do what I had previously written. Let me see one. I think. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I spend a couple hours rememorizing spells before continuing on. Okay. And those are over on the spreadsheet if you guys want to see. I was just double checking that I got the spell numbers right. I think I'm good, and I guess I should clear the session spell levels from last week. Although I noticed I did cast a Burning Hands to. So I guess can we figure out? Yeah, I guess we'll figure that out when we get back to the troll bodies. What all happened there? I'll recast Stone Skin on myself and recast Deep Pockets.
Okay, that takes you.
I guess
that's still within your hour.
Deep Pockets and Conceal Alignment will be. I'll cast Stone Skin as a spell slot.
Cool.
So I think it's D4 plus 4. Correct. Oh, God. I swear, I think that's like 6 ones I've rolled in a row. It's been
It's
a
a
bad.
beautiful thing.
I mean, it's still fine. Like, yeah, I'll take it. But grumble. Let me erase a little pinch of diamond dust from my spell component list. Ooh, I've only got 1 more charge of that left, so I'll put that on the to-do list. And also deleting a golden needle. I see those were recovered. She said she saw a bunch of golden needles.
Yes.
They weren't scattered to the wind.
No. All your stuff is in your. It's all still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I recast that, and we get moving. Some hours later, there's a lot of spell levels. I don't want to calculate it, but I think it was probably like 4 hours or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So some hours later, you get. You just proceed on your way.
Yeah.
I think it's time to start.
And I do have. I'm almost wondering if I should conjure my phantom steed and leave these guys in the dust, but I guess I could use their protection. And if I go on foot, I'll probably catch more along the way.
What did you say? It takes 4 hours to memorize all these spells?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, so it's
Right.
actually approaching evening by the time you're done.
Sure.
Okay.
I think we go a couple hours past dark, and then make camp. I'll make camp when it appears the mongrel men are tired.
So as the sun
adventure.
begins to set, one of the mongrel men, Cassidy, grunts and says, "Camp soon. Dark."
Are you afraid of the dark?
Monsters. Danger.
I will keep them at bay. I have continual light on one of my stabs, so I can produce that once it starts. But I guess this probably reminds me to pull that out of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
It had already been glow. Yeah, it was just glow. I mean, I guess it was just in a box of other shit. This continually glowing staff, just wizard things.
Yeah.
So I keep traveling into the night, I think, until and at some point, if I can do my tiny hut, and we'll camp out in there.
Okay.
So I think we go one shift or whatever past dark, and then do a tiny hut and start over again in the light.
Okay. That night.
Okay. We
night.
haven't reached the place where they found my stuff yet. Oh, they found my stuff 2 days walk. Where the fuck am I? 2 days? What did I get up to? Okay. I do have astrology. Can I go out and look at the stars to locate myself geographically?
That's astronomy, not astrology.
There is
If you had
no
a
astronomy.
navigation proficiency, maybe.
The navigation is specifically by sea.
But it's by stars. You know,
Right,
it's
can I
at
make a
sea by
non-
stars.
Can I make a non-proficient check?
You don't have a
then?
sextant. That's one of the tools that you need to be a navigationalist.
Yeah.
Also, I think that wouldn't give you such a precise location.
But I might be able. Well,
Navigation requires knowing the exact time and being able to measure the exact angles of stars to navigate. That's why water clocks were so
I need to
important.
buy a sextant when I get back to town and put it in one of these pockets.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. So do we? Yeah. So at some point that night we set up for camp that night and I had it up. Wait until morning and continue on the trail. I would really like to be tracing the path, but it seems like I don't. But I feel like it'd be tough doing it backwards. But I guess I did it once before. I mean, where am I? Yeah, I just go. I mean, I think when I get to the scene where they found my stuff, I will try and hunt around and hope that they missed the Truth Seeker ring of truth.
All right. So that night, though, you are waiting with these mongrelmen. They are curled up next to a fire that one of them built.
Oh, they built a fire. We aren't. I think we're in my tiny hut.
Oh, okay. You've got your tiny hut.
They
Then
don't
they
join
don't
me.
build.
I'm in my own tiny hut.
Even better. They don't need to build a fire then.
Tiny black hut. Although I'm tempted to make it tie-dye or camo.
And your
or
tiny
something.
hut is opaque, right? No light from the inside goes out?
Opaque, yes. Any desired color around his person. It is
All
a
right, fuck
15
it, never
foot
mind.
diameter, so it is a little bit cramped, but they can.
No encounters then.
Yeah.
All right, we just skip to the next day.
Yep. That lasts for 12 hours actually. So we probably leave it in the dust. I will remember. I'll get a nap in. And I can't quite remember. Can I rememorize? Did I totally throw off my schedule?
It is.
Am I rested enough to memorize another tiny hut, or do I have to?
No.
Whatever. We'll camp out for real tomorrow night if we need to. If it's, I don't think I can memorize spells. Right? It's been less than 24 hours since my last memorization. But we walked into the night.
So,
Can
can you rememorize it? I don't.
That's a question. Hey, can I? Or
Lemon's tiny hut.
yeah, this is a question. This is like spell slots and like I cast tiny hut and I don't know. And we sleep and then I can wake up and I can rememorize the tiny hut.
Right, because you have 1 hour in which to rememorize the same spells that you cast, or to memorize spells, and then you.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm asking if I get another chance to memorize spells before we set off again.
In the morning.
Okay. Yeah, yes. Correct.
Why wouldn't you? I'm not. I don't follow.
I'm just wondering if because my day and night got switched. Well, I guess we just went a few hours past dark. I guess, but I memorized spells like yesterday afternoon.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I didn't understand it first. Yeah.
Well, here I am worrying about it.
Right,
Do I get
right.
spell levels for Lemon's tiny hut? Does that overcome foes and obstacles by not even having the encounter in the first place?
No, unless Lemon's tiny hut was somehow used to solve an imminent problem.
Cool. All right, so we.
If you guys are
carry
freezing
on.
to death out in the wilderness, and Lemon's tiny hut is the only way that you can save yourself, that's fine.
Yeah. I fill back up my spell slots. At some point, I will need to recast my deep pockets. Like I'm a couple hours in, the last 20 hours. So shortly after we get started that morning, I'll cast it on the road. That takes 10 minutes, but I can cast it while walking, I assume, at like a slow walk through the woods.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a 10-minute casting time, you need to stand. Like in some interpretations of D&D, wizards just sort of stand there and for the casting time of the spell.
Yeah, I think that's actually probably better to just stand.
I didn't.
What is it? What's the spell called? I can't. It's Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Phantom Steed. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I think that's standing and casting and blah blah blah. I don't think you can walk and cast Phantom Steed.
You interpret it like a ritual. I was actually thinking deep pockets.
Oh.
It also has a casting time of a turn.
Same thing.
Okay. But we typically allow you to make a half move and cast a spell, correct?
Yeah, but that's like casting the spell and then moving, or moving and then starting to cast the spell. It's not moving while you're casting.
Okay. But you can cast a spell from horseback?
No. If the horse is stopped.
Okay. What if the horse? How is moving at a constant velocity any different than being stopped?
Because the acceleration of bouncing.
I have a Phantom Steed. It doesn't even. It's got.
You still bounce. You still bounce on horseback.
I don't think okay. Well,
Ryan, when you go horseback riding, come with me to Sea Ranch. We'll go horseback riding together, and then you can tell me if you think you can cast a spell while horseback riding.
Do you have a Phantom Steed out there at Sea Ranch?
It's not my steed. It's my mother-in-law's.
Shadowfax in the stables?
Yeah, Shadowfax is in the fucking stables. Can't remember his name, though. What is his name?
So do I find anything interesting retracing my steps? Should I roll anything? Are there any more? Did I ever cast a spell? Do I ever find evidence of me unloading my...
You don't see any signs of magic anywhere. You do see the path is not straight. It has lots of straight moments, but then there's periods where they stop, and there's area of great turmoil, and then a path over here and a path over there, and it goes all over the place. And maybe 10 hours later, so mid or late afternoon on the 9th.
Which direction are we heading?
At the moment, you're heading south.
south.
Your path is all over the place.
I mean, overall, like I've got a direction sense. I know which way is north, and we're just like meandering in all directions.
So let's take a look at the map.
Yeah, I mean that's why I was trying to.
You're not sure exactly where Serena's tower is. Where's my map?
Mm-hmm.
But if you encountered the trolls and stuff over here,
yeah,
somewhere. Let's just pretend that's where you started, just for the sake of argument. So you kind of went like this, and then you went here, and then you went like that, and then over here, and then this, and then this, and then that, and there, and now you're headed like this. So it's been a chaotic path.
But Serena's tower is somewhere near where I put my token.
Yeah, Serena's tower is somewhere in this area, probably.
So where am I now? So I guess we walked for a day.
But you don't really know where you are. That's like you're out in the wilderness with no real markers.
But after a day, we're probably somewhere more. I mean, who knows? Like somewhere.
Yeah.
We're heading south. No, that's what I was trying to gauge. So we haven't headed.
You're currently headed south, but you don't know where you are. You don't have a GPS system. Like you're lost in the woods right now. This is the problem of being lost in the woods, is you don't know where you are. You are in a hilly area, though. That much you do know.
Okay. But I've gone different directions. Like this path has been zigzagging through the woods. It's 2 days this way because the path isn't straight. Is that were the Mongolmen smart in that description? I mean, I guess yeah.
Well, it's been 10 hours until you come across the things. They said 2 days. I think you're probably gathering the impression that these guys aren't that smart.
Yeah. So I've been out for 4 days, and nobody gives a fuck about me. I paid my taxes. Yeah. Baron Storm can figure out his own shit for himself. Mm-hmm. Gotta find me where did I park my Minotaur? Or not Minotaur, unicorn. Dude, where's my undead unicorn? Okay.
I think we've completely lost all of chat. They're discussing U.S. politics instead of dicing with death.
Yeah, well, not really anything happening. I'm lost in the woods.
Lost in the woods.
Following the trail of a. So did I become the troll? Like, did the troll's mind get implanted in my body?
There was some sort of mind melding where your mind and the troll's mind kind of merged, and you're not sure of the specific mechanics of this thing, but it from the path that you're walking on, it kind of seems like you had control over what you were doing, but you don't remember controlling it. And it might be because you weren't in control, but a troll was in control, or maybe you were in control, but you were just kind of wild and you don't remember it, or
I was
maybe
confused, but for 2 days.
Yeah, or maybe the two minds kind of merged into one Georg troll hybrid mind, or it's a bit fuzzy right now.
Is this what it's like going through the world as a 7 intelligent being? What I just experienced, waking up tied to some witch's bench.
Hey man, one day you just wake up in a house and there's a woman here and you got some kids and you don't know what you did with your life.
Where you parked your damn unicorn.
You just wake up and you're 30, Ryan. It's just gonna happen. All right. But you find the spot where all of your stuff dumped out. The Mongolmen stop you and point around in a circle. It doesn't look like anything. It doesn't really look like any specific... I mean, you wouldn't know that this was the spot that things dumped out if the Mongolmen hadn't stopped you.
Is it like a clearing? Or I guess it's just a random spot,
It's just a random spot.
And there would probably have been stuff strewed out in a trajectory as it like burst into existence right around the home. I don't know.
There's some trampled stuff in the area that looks like Mongolmen went tromping through the woods to find stuff.
Okay. Well, in any case, at this location, I cast locate object to search for a ring, other than, of course, the one that's already on my finger.
Right. You know what the Truth Seer ring is. You can locate that very specific object if you would like.
I think I would like to locate rings in general, in case there's just happens to be a lost wedding ring, and I can return it to its owner.
You detect the ring on your finger.
Locate object, AoE 20 yards per level. So for me is 160 yards, lasts 8 rounds.
It will locate the closest object that fits your description. So it'll find your ring on your finger.
Yeah, but then you can go down the list. You can go through different objects in different rounds, right? The spell locates subject. Desired but unique objects cannot be located by the spell unless they are known. Okay, that's unique. It is unique though, but I thought if I was general, I could. Because it was like a dowsing rod. Remember, I think we've discussed this before.
You detect.
You find the most powerful, and then I guess is that the ring of detect magic or the wand of detect magic that does that.
That's the wand of detect.
Like I slowly turn, and it's like traces out an arc, right?
Okay. So I guess if you just keep your left hand or whatever hand it is outside of the arc, it'll be fine. But you do not detect the ring.
Okay.
It is not here.
Okay. I wonder if she was wearing it when she was talking. She wasn't wearing it when she was talking to me, was she? I would have noticed that, I assume.
Give me a perception check and an intelligence check. In that order.
Perception and intelligence?
Yep.
Pass the perception. Pass the intelligence.
She was indeed wearing a ring, but not the Truthseer ring.
Okay. But it's quite conceivable that she may have recognized it and is either keeping it as blackmail. It doesn't seem like it's an interesting enough item for her to steal out of all of the stuff that I had, but
I will let you formulate your own reasons on why the ring is not here.
I should probably send her a message asking if she has it.
If she does have it, do you think she would tell you if she does?
I'd rather her have it and be, I mean, this is where Georg's head is at. This is his approach to magic, I guess. I would rather that she had it and it be accounted for and was like using it as blackmail than for it to be lost in the woods. But yeah.
Powerful magical items should not be lost. That's a good point.
Yeah. And I'm especially concerned because this is the blessed ring of a paladin of Astaire that I acquired by I defeated him in single combat, right? Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
By all the laws of the universe, it fell into my lap. Maybe some sins were committed in the process, but at least in the laws of the land.
By all the laws of the universe, it fell into my lap. I murdered him and took it from his fingers.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this feels like a waste of a couple of days just to get here and realize, yep, it's not here. Oh well. Back to the trolls. How do I find the frickin' trolls? I presume as soon as I can figure out where I am, I can get to where I was, maybe? Well, I guess I should be able to trace this path all the way back to the fight.
Yes, and the Malgriman will take you there.
Yeah. So we continue.
It takes another day. Let's check the random encounters again. There are no random encounters. There are the denizens of the soggy hills around you, but no monsters come out to fight you anywhere.
Okay. And when we get close, I'm probably calling out an Elven. I'd probably use some endearing term for horse in Elven, like whatever the Elven word for pony is, or something like that.
Eventually, you come across this
shouting for my long lost pony.
You come across some bronzed bones scattered about in a small circle.
You're killing me, Neil. I checked, but I guess you didn't answer. But before I was like, you're not going to take my unicorn away from me, are you? Take my character away for an hour. I guess it was only...
I mean, you can go ahead and blame the gods for your poor choices in life. People have been doing it for tens of thousands of years.
You know what I'm going to do instead? I'm just going to enslave all of your trolls, Neil.
Good.
They're exact a pound of, yeah.
Get them.
R.I.P. makes me sad. And once the shitty thing is, once something has been raised from the dead and been killed, it cannot be used. It cannot be reanimated again. I guess I don't exactly have another anime deadline around.
Yeah, that's the bigger problem.
If we wanted a unicorn, we'd have to go and kill a whole nother unicorn. And God, we'll reassemble it as like that's a pretty sick trophy.
Oh, like instead of a museum with a dinosaur, you've got this unicorn
Skeletal
on it.
Unicorn with like a missing with its tusk. Its horn is in my pocket right now.
Right, that's right. Serena didn't even take the unicorn horn on you. Nor the potion of speed, nor the potion of.
I think
filter of glibness.
I probably misread the situation by playing up with the bragging right out the gate. But I think it was pretty realistic assessment of the situation. Like she wanted me, I am nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
I wasn't really exaggerating when I said that if like she murdered me in her basement, that there would likely be adventurers coming after my treasure trove for generations.
Something like that.
She did not want that shit in her basement.
No. Get the god of chaos out of my life as quickly and quietly and as efficiently as possible.
So did I just how did I wind up at her tower? Or did I bump into her mongrelman?
The path leads to her tower. So maybe you were drawn there by some force. Maybe Malchus guided your hand. Maybe you just kind of randomly ran into the tower while running through the woods.
Yeah, there's not really. But I wasn't like my wizard self. I'm surprised I didn't run into anything. I guess I was.
You were in a fugue state, Mr. White.
All right. The trolls. Can I inventory properly disposed of troll remains and figure out an estimate?
Properly disposed of troll remains are just ash.
Okay. Well, what about one of them? Two of them had their souls removed. Those, I think they turn into like withered they disappeared. Right, the body disappears. Right, I believe
the bodies are gone here. There are no remains of trolls.
Just some ash and some unicorn bones.
Yes.
Are there troll prints leading away?
There are big, heavy footprints in the ground, but those could have been the prints from when you were fighting the trolls, or maybe because that was days ago now, maybe even a week ago. Maybe these are new prints. Who knows?
I cannot wait to hit level 9. Oh God, I hope I get my my Wall of Iron spell. It's got a lot of plans resting on it. But I'm looking forward to catching all of your trolls and keeping them in a giant iron cage and
becoming the troll master. You can unleash the trolls upon your
hoping,
enemies.
Yeah, I was hoping I would have some control when I ate the troll soul, or whatever happened there. That I could cast Enlarge on myself and just run around beating up trolls until I'm the leader of the trolls. Mm-hmm. Thought we could have played it out that way, but no. Troll Georg is not a very.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
All right. So, you are now in the Soggy Hills. You found all these remains. What are you going to do? Where are you going? You were out here originally to find the Chimera treasure hoard. Yeah. And now things have just kind of gone sideways. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm about 1100 XP away from level 9. So I should probably go home and play it safe. Chill out. Assess the situation. Make sure nothing went to shit while I was away. A Chimera lair? I don't think that that the Gorgon is going anywhere anytime soon. I think she's... Who knows? An ancient creature. Maybe not ancient, but
not really threatened.
She's
by
been
anything.
Out there in the woods in her creepy little stone temple for a good while. She ain't going anywhere. So I'm not quite sure I'm prepared to take her bargain. Somewhere out here, there is that Shimmer lair. At this point, I'm kind of just happy to be alive, and I feel like it was a treasure trove getting my stuff back.
Mm.
We could really the troll's blood could probably be used to make healing potions, huh? If I get a troll farm.
Possibly.
Things to think about. I ask, have the Mongrelmen been talking to me, or has it just been utter silence for the last 2 days?
They grunt as needed. Water.
Yeah, but I'm not able to. I wasn't able to get any information from them about like what the fuck's going on.
They are not very talkative. If you ask them questions, they will respond.
Can I ask them where they want to take me? Where they're taking me?
Path.
This is the end, right?
Done? Go home?
How can should I yeah. We're deep in the Soggy Hills. No one is going to help me transport these unicorn bones other than these guys. I try to glean out of them if they have anywhere to be, or if they'll if we can I don't know if I got a cart. I cannot carry these unicorn bones in my pockets, can I? This is probably several hundred pounds of bronze. I go back and get my cart. Do I have any wheels or anything? I can devote a bunch of spell slots to Featherfall and Featherfall the Bones, I believe. How long does that last? Use all of my first level spell slots to
get the unicorn bones home. They're going to be really fucking heavy because it's not just the skeleton; it's the relatively fresh, undried skeleton. Well, I don't know how long it takes for a skeleton to dry, wrapped in bronze. That's.
Oh no! I think when they were plated, I would have incinerated any of the organic matter, and I think we probably even I don't know if I treated them. I don't know if I wound up electroplating them. I mean, we sort of breezed over that. It was a couple of weeks in game time or whatever, or days in game time. I don't even know. Hard days work in the lab. I would assume that the bone, I don't know if the bone would survive that high heat. But I guess all that matter is still probably stuck in the bronze casing.
Yeah.
Even if it is incinerated carbon. I don't think it's I think the skeleton of a creature usually only weighs 10-ish% of your body weight. It's a lot more when it's hydrated, but
I don't think that really matters. I think it's more weight than will fit in your person, in your bag.
40 minutes.
And the Featherfall spell will only affect individual bones, since it is no longer a single creature.
Reduce a creature or object.
Yeah, but these are now independent objects. They're no longer a single creature.
So you're telling me I need to go get my... Okay, so we leave this to be excavated at a future date.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Unicorn. Is this the best grave it gets? I sort of look side to side, look at the Mongrelmen, realizing they're assuming they're too dim to really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, get lost. I don't say that much, but I don't need them. I conjure my Phantom Steed, and I'm going to head back to... Well, who knows? Towards Misty Rapids. I don't know if I don't think I've gained any experience for what just happened. I think I've just tidied up the pieces from last adventure.
Okay. So you head back to Misty Rapids? Yes?
I spend 10 minutes or whatever doing the Phantom Seed ritual and say bye-bye to the Mongrelmen. Thank them. Have they been eating my rations, or what have they been doing?
They seem to have been just kind of gathering little bits of food here and there, but they also seem not to eat very much.
Or are they just like reptiles and they eat once every 4 days or something?
Yeah. Something like that. It's really weird.
Interesting metabolism, but they do appear to be living. I don't divine anything on them, but
okay.
Okay.
So let's head back to Misty Rapids. How far is that from you?
Okay, hold on. So that was just 2 days of walking? How many rations am I deleting?
Yeah, it was 2 days. It's not even the end of the second day. So it's 24 miles. It's through the forest and through the hills, but your Phantom Steed goes at, 36 is its movement rate?
Yeah, it's actually better than the Unicorn. Oh, R.I.P. Unicorn. I finally deleted on my character sheet, don't I? You bastard.
I got him! I got the unicorn, guys! I got it!
And then I go run off and forget about it. And yeah, 32 movement rate is my Phantom Steed.
Okay. Where is it? So I think you can make it back to Misty Rapids by tomorrow. It's already partway through the day. And you're in the hills and the forest, so you have a slightly slowed movement rate. So let's just roll some encounters, random encounters, and let's see how that goes. No random encounters. You make your way through the soggy hills, generally southbound, until you find yourself. I guess you camp that night.
Maybe I should try. I wonder if I'd be better off. Might as well stop by. It's been almost a week, right? At some point I've regained that 1 HP that I lost from running through bushes?
Yes. Okay. All right. So 2 days later, you find yourself.
Okay. I go through several rounds of Lemon's Tiny Hut and Phantom. Wait, I can't do that and ride in one day.
Because it's partway through the day and it's like 24 miles through rough terrain, and you got to the unicorn scene around noon, so you can get halfway, and then the next day you can go the rest of the way.
I think I can do that all. I mean, the Phantom Steed I think lasts 8 hours for me.
Yeah, but you have
and doesn't it ignore difficult terrain, or is that later? Is it? It can ignore. Let's see. Phantom.
I mean, does it really matter whether it's 1 day or 2 days?
I can pass over swampy ground without difficulty. At 8th level, the ability to pass over sandy, muddy, or even swampy ground.
Yeah, but this is not that. This is heavy undergrowth and hills.
Okay.
Hills, rolling hills, cost 2 movement points. Medium forest costs 3 movement points. So I think this would say it takes you move at like 1/5 movement rate.
For traveling through what?
Through medium forest on rolling hills. You move 1/5 as if you were moving through flat land.
Okay, I mean the topography I'll buy, and I guess if you've got to take a meandering path to avoid trees, those can't necessarily be, even if it's not.
I mean, it's not just trees. It's like, untamed undergrowth is very bushy and difficult. There's fallen logs, there's branches, there's,
I feel like if it can ignore sand and
that's talking about the footing. That's because it's talking about the horse, like, it's not impacting the ground.
I'm not necessarily agreeing with you that I should get. I'm saying you should get movement penalties for the terrain and for the meandering path.
So it takes you 2 days instead of 1.
But yeah, sure. So we camp out. I camp out in the woods.
Yeah.
So I think that morning out in the woods, I will go ahead and scry back home.
What are you looking at?
Need just to see if Misty Rapids is burned to the ground. I guess I'll be there tomorrow, so I probably should have thought to do this earlier.
No, it's fine. Looks just as it always has.
Okay. What spell would I have had to cast? Phantom Steed. I think I would have had to burn a lightning bolt in the woods to cast that. I would just shot it straight up in the air.
Fun.
I'm back on my turf, marking my territory.
Mm-hmm.
I think the wizard of the region is responsible for the airspace, right? And like proper permitting for spells cast and.
Yes. Do you have a lightning bolt permit? Because if you don't, you can't cast them out in the woods.
I issue the lightning bolt permits, though, right?
I think the wizard airship issues the lightning bolt permits. But it's all right. This is a wet area, so you don't need a permit to cast lightning bolts out here. Had you been in a more dry climate, like the Ashlands, you definitely need a permit to create fires.
Okay, so cast a lightning bolt, memorize clairvoyance, cast clairvoyance.
Yeah.
Replenish my. So I guess let me ding off a couple more golden needles. that was only one more day. Or two. It was 2, right? Since I last cast it, so we're down to 8.
Okay.
And so I guess the next day, late morning.
Late morning. You roll into Misty Rapids. The usual procession of clerics and acolytes, well, I should really just say acolytes from the Temple of Purification, do not come out to meet you.
I don't think I ride in from the east because there's the only crossing the best crossing I'm aware of, I think, is like an hour east of Misty Rapids.
There's 2 crossings. You crossed on the west side with not Bubba, whatever his name is.
Okay.
When you dug up the Knoll skeletons, you crossed on the west. You can cross on the east. I don't care which one you did. I just assumed you were crossing on the west side, though. Pick whichever entrance.
I guess if it was the shortest path, I guess I would have come in from the west. Yeah. And I think I just ride. I probably don't even slow down enough to see if I moving right 32 on this lovely path.
Yeah, super fast.
So I'm like, I think probably before. I guess they've got a tower.
They've got a tower, and they're always waiting. They're always waiting for someone to come in, but they're not there this time.
There's no. Actually, maybe I come to a halt at sea. They're not there, or they just don't.
They are not there. There's no acolytes outside ready to purify the Westerners.
I like bring the Phantom Seat around and up towards the temple. Can we go back to the Misty Rapids map?
Sure.
I scryed on the city from above, right? So like the city looked intact. Like I saw the right number of people walking in the streets and things like that.
Everything seemed normal.
So I ride like up to the front. Is there? It's usually an open gate, right?
Yeah.
No, it's a compound. It's a palisade wall.
Yes, but the gate is usually open.
Okay.
It is a temple after all.
Is the gate open?
Yep, the gates are open.
Is there anyone inside or manning the gate?
You see a person in the watchtower, and you see 2 acolytes standing kind of at the back of the courtyard near the temple itself, talking to one another.
Does it look? I mean, quick read of the situation. Like, I guess it's only looking at 2 people, but do they look distressed or having a heated discussion, or are they just like
I mean, they're Mother Ullman's followers. They're always having a serious discussion.
Okay, then I probably assume that I was falsely alarmed to have not been accosted in the streets, and that everything's probably fine and keep going.
Maybe they've just got tired of accosting you, and they saw Georg ride in and said, "Fuck it, let's not bother." Who knows?
Yeah, so I slow down enough to at least like do a drive-by and peer inside and catch these. Are they monks? They're acolytes.
Acolytes. That's the right term for them.
Yeah, and I kick my imaginary spur. I actually I don't even think I need to react. The horse just starts to accelerate, and Neil thinks that it bounces. I don't think it bounces. I think it just kind of like I can't even do a hover.
I mean, the horse still moves. You know, it's not like it's a hover horse.
It still hover horse.
Walks. It's not a hover horse.
And that's why that it ignores all the difficult terrain.
It's not a hover horse. It doesn't just like keep its legs and move horizontally without moving them around.
The hooves are smoke colored and insubstantial and make no sound.
Yes, but the horse still moves like a normal horse.
But it's got like bungee hooves, insubstantial bungee hooves or something.
Okay, but if I had insubstantial bungee feet, when I still walk, I'm still moving my hips. My hips are still raising and lowering, even if my feet aren't touching the ground.
All right. Just wait till it can fly. Then I'll show you.
All right, then that's a little bit different. Then you can probably cast spells while it's flying, as long as it's smooth sailing and no turbulence.
Okay.
Where do you head from here?
I think I want to stop for some. God, nobody likes me in town, and it sucks.
Well, you've made everyone terrified of you, and that's what happens when you try to scare the population. You know, then they don't like you.
Where does a terrifying wizard go for rumors? I think I'll swing into. Oh God, but I probably can't even get rumors at Jexel's, can I? Will the barkeep there shoot the shit with me? I feel like something went down at Jexel's at one point.
No, you might have to rely on your rogue-like friends to do this. This is why people keep rogues in the party.
Yeah, I think I ride by Jexels and look longingly at the friendly people laughing and
having a good time. They're singing. Someone's giving a toast about another person's bachelor party.
And those that do meet my gaze probably immediately look away or go quiet as I ride by.
Someone shuts one of the windows to the tavern. No longer look in on them.
Yeah. Let's go visit Vanessa.
Right. You find Vanessa's door closed and give it a good knock, and there is no answer from within. Not home. Or she's not answering.
Okay, let's go back to my tower. I can eavesdrop on the acolytes from the privacy of my own room.
Yes, you can. All right, you make your way back to Song Keep, whatever we're calling it.
Mm-hmm.
The new captain. I'm sorry, not captain of the guard. The new gatekeeper.
Yes, Kel Milligan.
Yes, Alyssa Milligan.
Milligan.
She sees you ride up. Calls to you from atop the gate. Carl, you've been gone a long time. No one seems to know where you went. Is everything okay?
Everything is just peachy. You want to let me in?
What happened to your other steed?
Why, this is the same phantom steed I always conjure.
It is not the one that you left on.
Perhaps you are mistaken.
Believe me, I am not mistaken. You clearly left on a different mount. She opens the door.
Okay. Again, just you could tell the gears are turning in my head. Do I knock it down? Do I teleport through?
Mm-hmm.
I could just sneak in the basement, can't I? All right. I park my phantom steed over by my workshop and unpack.
Okay. Do you head back to your room?
What time of day is it? I think I get some real food first, and then I'm probably gonna get back to work in the workshop. Sure. If there's still a daylight that day, I'll put in some hours. I don't think I did kind of want to research armor, among many other things.
You moved your whole library into the workshop, right?
No, that was no. Absolutely.
If you check your library,
it was in the recap, but I think it was. I was researching a spell, so my library was probably everywhere, and I was probably some books may have been brought to the.
Sure.
To the
now Ryan knows what level some of those spells that woman cast were, but Georg doesn't really understand.
Ryan, I didn't look them up.
Right.
So I don't actually know.
I just want to say that if Georg does some proper spell research on this, he can gauge the relative spell levels that these are, since he's never cast them before or seen them before. So I just wanted to let you know that your library can help you gauge the relative power level of this wizard.
Okay, so I may get interested in that. How much time, or is that like a day's research thing, or is that
it's like a day of looking around and piecing together bits and pieces.
Okay, I probably don't do these all, and I don't do one thing at a time.
Okay. What's first?
Eat food. I'm not accosted in the moving around the keep by anyone. No. I've been eating jerky for days, so I might as well.
The cooks prepare you some food, honeyed chicken, with a salad with warmed pine nuts.
Leftovers would have been fine, but I guess I'll take that.
Lemon.
And if no one says anything to me, if I don't bump into Song or Haynes or
no,
I assume everything's all right, and so I'll get into my stuff. I should probably finally do that water clock. And it seems like it'll be worth researching those spells to figure out what spell level they are. I think that reverse gravity is like a 6th or 7th out of character, but I'll have to double check.
All right.
And then Gaius is, I thought it was higher. I thought it was like 8th, but maybe I thought Neil let it slip that it was 6th. So she's like a 14th level wizard.
So, where's Georg going? What is he doing?
Library and forge. I also need to make, that's what I was trying to remember what else I need. I wanted to build or make a couple more golden needles. Oh, I should have checked on the diamond dust while I was in town. So I guess I'll have to make a trip to town tomorrow or something.
Yeah. Okay, so
did we miss our second break?
Well, no, we should take our second break very soon.
So this seems like a good spot to do
I just wanted to figure out where you're going before we break.
I don't know. I think we'll skip a few days in Misty Rapids to at least replenish some spell components and.
Cool.
I don't know. I'll think about it on the break and we can.
Sure. So what? I have something that I want to end on before we go to break.
Yeah. I was trying to avoid that.
I'm trying not to avoid it.
You're a wrench in my works.
Yes, I am. So you head back to your room to gather something or put something away inevitably.
Mm-hmm.
You open the door into the dark room.
It's the middle of the afternoon, right?
Right, but I thought your room did not have a window in it.
I thought it had to just...
I can never remember whether you have the window room or the non-window room.
Yeah, I wound up with the non-window room. That was the thing.
Okay. So your room is dark.
Greller was getting his freak on in the bedroom that was supposed to be mine. He was using it as his hookup closet.
Right. So you ended up with the non-windowed bedroom.
So I ended up, and I wound up that night that I spent in the wizard closet, I wizard locked the door as you do in wizard closets.
Right. Okay.
So I wound up wizard locking myself out of the good bedroom in the process.
So you open the door.
Haynes and his wife can use it more than I can, right? So anyway,
you open the door
study closet.
As you step in to, unload your pack and take a moment in your own private chambers. You notice a dark-robed figure standing in the corner of your wizard-locked room.
All right. Do we want to roll for initiative before or after the break?
No. I would just want to break on that.
We can cut to commercial as Georg's eyes light up and he starts uttering words in some arcane dialect.